Hello, welcome to the Chatting with Dr. Stevel show. I'm your host, Dr. Stevel. Now, today's guest is an actor, filmmaker, comedian, and just all around good guy. See, look at him. He's being me right now. He's the creator of Bleak December, the new sound of horror. Welcome to the show, Anthony DP Mann.
Hey, Dr. Stevel, it is my pleasure to be back. Dr. Stevel, folks, one of my favorite people to meet out there on the convention circuit. I've said it before on this program. He is an ambassador of goodwill, and I'm delighted to come back and be on the show and talk about some crazy bug-eyed things.
Bug-eyed, right?
Bug-eyed, absolutely.
He only says all that good stuff because we both have the same kind of haircut, and we got to stick together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking of doing that today, just like getting rid of all this stuff, but it wouldn't look like your chia pet.
Well, this is the co-beard, and I'm hooked on it now. But what is shocking is the amount of gray that has appeared in it. But I love it. And I'm not gonna. That's it now. I'm invested. I'm not. Yeah, there we go. See, look at all that gray.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to get rid of it now. I'm invested. So we're going to see how crazy this thing is going to go in time for the film.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Now, thank you for taking busy time out of your schedule of producing Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth.
Bug-eyed monsters invade the Earth. I just love saying it at this point. Every time I say it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And yes, that's right. We're gearing up to shoot my first film in 6 years. I've made 5 feature films right now, and they're all out there in wide distribution. In 2015, I retired from film, and to borrow the old shtick, just to show you how good and how successful I was at the time. I'm the only person who knew that I retired from making films, but I segued into audio for quite some time, which a lot of people will know me for, because that's done well for us. But yeah, all of a sudden, here we are again making another movie, and this time I'm enjoying the process again, which is wonderful.
Okay, wait. First of all, why Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth? We got a buddy of ours from across the pond, Jamie Paget. Good evening, you bald bearded blokes.
Good evening, Jamie. Good evening. Why Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth? Well, I was aiming for a subtle name. So,
really?
Oh yeah, absolutely, something subtle.
And just call it Jerry, or Buggy.
Well, it was actually going to be Waiting for Bug-Eyed Monsters, but we decided to. The reason is because it's a throwback to those glorious B films, sci-fi films, horror films of the 50s and 60s, the stuff that I love, and I'm sure you love too. And people ask what it's about, and I say, well, it's a celebration of those things that we parts of our childhood that we can't let go of. It's a story of loss, a story of love, a story of disappointment, of triumph, and it's got a bunch of bug-eyed monsters in it. So I mean, what else could you possibly want?
Okay, I find it kind of hard to believe that a lot of people would throw in romance stories when they're being invaded by bug-eyed monsters.
Don't judge me on what I do on my Saturday nights.
Fair enough.
So I'm a geek. You may not know this, and I have this feeling that you might be as well. I could be wrong, bad judge of character, but yeah, no, I'm a geek. So my thing is, I grew up loving classic Doctor Who, and I've had the good fortune in my life to work with some of the original Doctor Who's, one of whom's involved in this. And
I heard.
And I often thought, wouldn't it be fun to make a movie that was a love letter to fanboys and fangirls, like geeks like myself, to celebrate not only that, other things as well, but to do something that is kind of a nod to something that I love too, kind of if Galaxy Quest, if the film Galaxy Quest were to meet classic Doctor Who, although this is not Doctor Who, we're not doing Doctor Who, but if we were to combine those two types of fandoms, what would that look like? And that's exactly what Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth is about. And it was a passion. it was an idea that I conceived about 5 years ago, when I had finished Christmas Carol, which was my last film. I had thought, wouldn't it be cool to do something about a group of fans that get stuck on a location bus tour in the middle of nowhere, and something awful happens, and they have to you put their geek skills to use to save the day. And so
Were there
what happened?
sci-fi fans, comic book fans, or a bit of both?
A little bit of both, because there's a bit of everything in this. And that idea evolved. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, pandemic. I did say it would be the end of the world before I made a movie again. And apparently that's what it took, because I had a lot of time to sit around the house and think. And this idea that I kind of had germinating for 5 years fleshed itself out. So the story is, I'll share this here because I'm excited about it.
I could have you share it, or I could have you share it on video on your promo if you'd like.
Well, we could. Oh, if you've got the promo lined up, why don't you go ahead and play that? That'd be fantastic.
All right.
We'll be back in a moment, folks. After this message.
Boom.
My name is Anthony Mann. Some of you will know me as a voice actor, but I'm also a filmmaker with 5 feature films under my belt, currently available in wide distribution on DVD and video on demand. My new film is called Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth. It's a fun little sci-fi comedy that sees a band of misfit fangirls and fanboys like myself stranded smack dab in the middle of a real alien invasion. It's a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that you will help support this Indiegogo campaign to help us make the best film that we possibly can. Wow, that was fantastic. I don't know who got to do that, but he's very dapper and good looking.
He is. I agree, and he had the nice subtle music coming in there, and everything was just wow.
Did you like the ascot? Did you like the ascot? Like Hugh Hefner, right?
Amazing, yeah.
Right. So that's what it's about. Listen, it's about a bus tour. So it's about this young fellow by the name of Huckman. And Huckman's a huge fan of the show called The Adventures of Professor Curio with a Q. Professor Curio was this little strange show that was shot in the city that he lived in before he was born. It was this obscure little thing that got a bit of a cult following, kind of a nod to the hilarious House of Frightenstein as well, and Hamilton. And what he does is he organizes a bus tour for a few fans of the show to go out and visit some locations where some of the episodes were shot. And while they're out in the middle of nowhere, they find themselves smack dab in the middle of a genuine alien invasion. And now to add to the fun, he's engaged the services of the original actor who played Professor Curio on TV. That's played by me, to come and be part of this tour at this final location. So he shows up in full costume. We have this band of fans that are stranded again in the middle of this alien invasion, and it's up to him to pull everyone together and defeat the alien menace. And it becomes essentially an episode of Professor Curio. So it's so fun. It's something that speaks to my own youth and growing up and being a fan of shows like Doctor Who, obscure stuff, pre-internet days. When I grew up in Montreal, so I would sit in the basement and just watch old videotapes. And if I found a book somewhere in a secondhand store, I'd buy it, because fans weren't brought together like they are today. And you and I both know how huge pop culture is today. Pop culture is a massive, massive industry. So all of us fanboys and fangirls were all united. But back in the early 90s, which is when this film takes place,
you're all beaten up.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. That's exactly what happened. So it's definitely a love letter to that time period.
Sorry, Tom Rosdell says classy. I guess he loves your ascot.
Oh, well, thank you very, very much. It's wonderful. I wasn't wearing pants, but you only saw, we only filmed from the waist up. So
that's why I won't stand up either. I've gotten really comfortable with these interviews here, and they just tear up and I'm good to go. Below,
no judgment.
Thank you. Now, the Bug-Eyed Monsters, you never really had a design for them, right? So you did something that I thought was totally amazing. You went out and you recruited school kids to create the design for you.
This has been about love. Like everybody else, I'm missing I'm missing theaters. I'm missing movies. I'm missing concerts. I'm missing the ability to get out and celebrate the arts. And so I wanted to make sure that we bring as much joy to the community as possible with this project. And when I say the community, in ways, it's an international community. I'm based out of Kingston, Ontario. So this particular competition, the main alien in this piece is Clack, and Clack is the supreme larva of the Clawmite Empire, and he's being portrayed on screen by a puppet because that's the budget that we work with. And the voice of Clack, this is the extraordinary thing. This is the incredible thing. The voice of Clack is being provided by, and he's already wrapped. He's done. Sylvester McCoy. Ooh. Sylvester McCoy, one of the original Doctor Who's. He was in the Hobbit movie. Who exactly? And how exciting is that? So what I wanted to do, I thought, let's make this really special. Let's do what they did back in the 1960s and 70s with some of those old Godzilla films and other sci-fi films. Have a design the monster competition and open it up to kids. We opened it up to kids between the ages of 6 and 12 here in the Kingston and surrounding area.
How did you do it? Did you contact schools or did you just go on television?
Well, I was everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. We went on to CBC Radio. That was huge, and some other areas as well, print media, and we launched this thing, and we had dozens upon dozens upon dozens of entries. It was fantastic. To see the creations, to see the imaginations of these children in play is such a beautiful thing, and I would have loved to have been in the heads of these kids while they were creating. We narrowed it down to 5 finalists, which was difficult to do because they were all wonderful. And as of last night, we closed the competition. I know who the winner of the design competition is. I can't say anything, but morning,
look, we could reveal it here, huh? No,
I know we could, but you know what? I'm already committed. Tomorrow morning, 7:20 a.m. I'm going to be on CBC Ontario morning radio program, probably one of the widest listened to radio programs in Canada. And we're going to be announcing the winner at 7:20 in the morning, and that winner is going to join us as well. And it's so exciting. It's wonderful. I love the fact that a young aspiring artist is getting the opportunity to do something so exciting. I'm only sorry it has to be one of my movies, but we're going to do our best with this one. I have a lot.
How many children applied? Gave pictures and photos.
Oh, it was. I believe it was in the area of 50. We had like 50 really solid applications, or submissions, which is wonderful. And they were.
And how could people see? I saw 5 of them. I tried to download them to show you, but whatever program you used prevented me from doing that. Traps. So how could people see these 5 characters that were drawn by locals in Kingston?
You know what? Great question. I think they're going to have to watch the movie at this point, because what I plan to do is to try and get as many of these drawings in the actual film as possible, maybe over the closing credits. We're still working that out, but I thought all these kids are so creative. They've done something which is so wonderful, to explore creativity. That's something that children understand. That some adults, not all, but some adults have a hard time. Some adults bury and forget about how fun it is to pick up a crayon and draw a picture, or how fun it is to throw on a costume and just play. That's not an issue for you and I, but there are some people out there who forget how fun it is to play. Right on. There we go. Look at that. Very dapper. You need my ascot. That's what you need. So
stop talking about your ass.
Caught.
Okay.
Right.
We can be like twins, man. This is awesome.
I meant to twirl my mustache, but I think I got a nose hair. Okay, so so difficult to narrow down all these entries, but we did, and tomorrow morning you're gonna see the design for Clack. I'm very excited.
Oh, Clack. Tom Rysdale, a buddy of mine from Windsor, Ontario, says, how do we get to watch this movie? Now, Tom, you probably just joined us. Do you want to go ahead?
Sure. Well, Tom, you've got to let me make it first. But we will be in production as the summer goes on right here in Kingston, and the film is going to be out in next spring. And maybe this is a good time to plug the Indiegogo, if I can be so bold.
Absolutely. You can see the Indiegogo at the bottom, and
Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. So we the movie is happening. It's happening. We're already scouting our locations. It's cast. Sylvester McCoy is wrapped. Everyone's in place. But I'm trying to grow the budget to to make the best film that we possibly can. It's going to be a great film. It's going to be a great
huge,
as it is.
huge, great, bigly,
It's going to be a
fantastic,
great film.
great.
It's going to be a wonderful film, tremendous film. It's going to be the greatest film you've ever seen. But it's going to be a
And I've
fantastic.
seen many films, saying this is going to be the best.
Very
I know
well.
filmmakers, and it's going to be great because I know you, and you're good. Not as good as I would be, but still, your film is going
to. That's fantastic. Well done. It's going to be a great film, but I'd like to make it even better. And so we've run this Indiegogo campaign. We're in day 51 of 60. It's closing in 9 days, and we're so close to our target. We aimed for $10,000. We are at $8,928 Canadian. There's some amazing perks. You can get a digital copy of the film, a DVD of the film, a combo with a soundtrack, digital soundtrack of the film by Brent Holland, who's done all of the Bleak December audios. He's John Williams to my Spielberg or my Ed Wood. He's a wonderful, wonderful composer. Props from the film, original props are available from the film as perks.
There's a prop.
There's a prop, the Clack spaceship, built and designed by Bill Bossard in the States, longtime producing partner. He's a great model maker, and there's his design. So many cool things are happening on that Indiegogo page. There's perks for every level.
Hey, tell me about that ship right now. I mean,
yeah.
How big is that ship?
I have no idea. I think it's about. I have no idea. I haven't seen it. It's being shipped to me.
So if it turns out to be life size, and whoever wins that is just gonna have to find a way to get it to their place. And
either way, I can guarantee it's not a piece of ship. It's gonna be a whole ship. It's gonna be a whole ship. Now the planet's not included, and we can't guarantee that you're going to be able to do any interstellar travel. But it will be the screen used ship from. I'm glad you like that. The screen used prop from the film. So to answer your question in a long and drawn out way, Rob, I think it was, check out the Indiegogo page, and you can actually pre-order your copy of the movie. Folks there at home, you can help us make this fantastic film even better. Just get involved. Help us hit that goal. We've got 9 days left. There is $1,072 left to go. $1,072, and we've hit our goal. And
I have a way that you might be able to get some things, but
I thought this was a family show, Steve.
Okay, besides that, I'm not sure if your wrapped guest would go for that, but there's a lot of my friends that are huge, fantastic, bigly Doctor Who fans.
Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely
I'm just saying, I mean, he's part of the project. Some perks, if you can convince him to send some autographed pictures, then people would pay for it. Well, the doctor would be this doctor would take that fake doctor's photo any day. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I will say this. If you are a fan of classic Doctor Who like I am, I think you're going to find a lot to love in this film. And I can't say too much, but there's a lot to love in this film. And certainly, it's a love letter without crossing any legal barriers. It's a love letter to that era of the show that I loved as well. So yeah, if there's any, if there are fans out there, check out that Indiegogo page. That's my pitch. I feel like a used car salesman. I've decided that I'm the P.T. Barnum of micro budget genre filmmaking. But that's okay. That's okay, because you know what? It should be fun. That's my problem. I'm just going to segue in here and take over the show. That's
my buddy Rob from Movie Madhouse. Ooh, how can anything with bug-eyed monsters be bad?
I agree. Bug-eyed monsters are fun, and I was about to say, one of my issues with some horror today. Not all horror.
Horror. Yeah, you got to be careful.
I think horror movies should be fun. I think I
Horror.
think I think they should be very tongue in cheek. I think there should be a twinkle in the eye, and that's the type of stuff that we make, and that's very much what this film is. There actually are some, you know, some fun moments. You know, there's some scary moments, but this is a family friendly film, and I agree. How can anything with an evil puppet bug-eyed monster at the helm as the antagonist, how could that be bad? Everybody needs to see this film. And
I agree.
you know, we're doing something that again, it's made by fans for fans, and I hope that sense of fun, infectious fun, has has been communicated.
Well, I like the fact that you've got a lot of people in the bus are geeks, whether it be comic books or sci-fi geeks.
Oh
So you're
yeah,
gonna have a whole different kind of dialogue between these guys, as
there,
opposed to if you got a bunch of business people in there or construction
oh
work, right?
well,
It'd be just
that alien
amazing.
over there is. I think we should negotiate with him. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you know. Whereas it's funny, and I can say this. You know, somebody said to me, "Oh, well, are people going to be offended by that term, geek?" No, I'm a geek. There's an extension of myself in every one of these characters.
I'm going to speak for geeks out there. Geeks are not offended by the term geeks. It's the people
No,
that think that geeks need protecting are the ones that are going to get upset. We
listen,
don't need protection, okay, a-whore. We're making more money than you.
Hey, listen, I met Dr. Stevel here on the convention circuit. We're going back years now, and you and I both do a number of these every year, or well, most years, and there. We do it for the love. We love being there as much as everybody that we're meeting, right? There's just something when you bring all these fellow misfits together who just, you know, who have their thing. It's just this great big family. It's this wonderful love-in, and I don't know about you, but I can't wait till we can get back out there and start to do convention appearances again. You for all the people who love you, and me for the 3 people who know who I am, just to bring everybody, get everybody together and be part of that community again. The fan community really is. It's a wonderful, wonderful family, and I'm missing it. I'm missing it.
I've actually I was normally just a DC fan and old sci-fi movies, but when I went to the cons, I got adapted by the 501st, and then I learned more about them. I've learned about Doctor Who and the and those little salt shaker things, which I forgot, Daleks. I've driven inside of them. I've learned more about the culture going to these events, and it's fantastic. A lot of the people, the passion that they put into it.
Yeah.
I first went out to start to interview people because I'm like, oh my gosh, you made that costume. I want everybody to know about this. But if I went out and like, hey, I know this girl that made this awesome Harley Quinn costume. It's like, yeah, so what? But if I interview them and show you what they did, that's more like, wow.
Yeah, and that's what I've always appreciated about what you do. It's funny, the first time I met you was at Shock Stock, I think, on one of my first conventions. Yeah, 2013. I was out promoting Dracula, and I had never met. I had never met so accomplished a cosplayer before, and I remember it blowing my mind, like that's Dr. Evil, like he's perfect. And then we spoke a little bit, and I'm like, wow. Your investment in what you do is so astounding. To be honest, it puts me to shame because I don't think I'd be able to invest in a persona like you do. And again, that just speaks to all the talent that's out there. There's a lot of talent in that fan community, whether it's the costumes, like you say, whether it's the artisans, whether it's the people who are painting, who are who are writing trivia, who are
prop makers, everything. It's just amazing.
It's incredible. And and with the films that I do, I try and get as many of these people together as possible because when you love what you do, when you have a passion for what you do, that shines through. It's like when they say, when you're on the phone, have a smile in your have a smile on, and that smile translates in your voice. It's the same thing when you're making a movie. To have people who love what they're doing, who love the subject matter, it makes a hell of a difference. And again, I miss those people. So this is my sappy little love letter to them.
Well, you've done something really cool for comic book fans. You've got one perk.
Oh yeah,
it's Alan Davis.
It's gone.
I know it's gone.
It's gone.
I mean, how? I have to mention it.
So I have to say a major thank you to Ilke Hinser. Ilke Hinser is he's an actor and he's a filmmaker himself, but he's a very talented actor, very talented actor.
You mean
He
talented actors and non-talented actor, like CW's Ruby Rose Batwoman to sorry.
well done. No, Ilke has always blown my mind. He's been in several of my films. He was in Sherlock Holmes and the Shadow Watchers and Dracula and Phantom of the Opera and Christmas Carol. He worked in the industry in Toronto. And he doesn't talk much about this, but he appeared in X-Men. He was in Dawn of the Dead. He was in Repo Man. He was in Toronto, and now he focuses his attention on coaching. He still acts, he still writes, and he's been my right hand man on the last couple of films I've made. He's also been my right hand man in this in this endeavor so far, because he's got a keen eye, and I make a lot of mistakes, and he proofs and corrects everything. So Ilke also works in the comic industry and has some very close friends who are very interesting people. One of whom is Alan Davis. Alan's been a friend of Ilke's for quite some time, and Ilke approached him about the idea of designing the cover for the mock Professor Curio comic book in the film. Because Alan's done a very famous Doctor Who cover for The Age of Chaos. It was a 1994 comic book that Colin Baker wrote, and Ilke approached him about this and said, would you be able to do this for the film? And not only for the film, he convinced him to first of all to donate his time.
Wow.
He's a very busy guy. He's a legend. He's a superstar. But Ilke convinced him to donate his time to this, and also to help us with our Indiegogo campaign, because we opened up a perk where whoever the winning backer of this perk was, not only would they get the original inked artwork, their likeness would also be incorporated into the villain on the cover. How cool is that? And it went like that. The perk is gone, and I'm so grateful to the person who purchased it. But
I will find them.
To have an Alan Davis cover in the film, and I got to say, for me, because I'm playing Professor Curio, and this is the closest I'm going to get to playing a particular pop culture icon that I'll probably never actually get to play on TV. To be able to have my likeness there, as well as Melissa Radford, who is playing
right
in the film. How exciting is that? And what you see right there, that's just a sketch, Steve. That's a sketch.
Really?
That's not even the finished product. So Alan Davis donated his time. It was a beautiful thing, and we're forever grateful to him. And thank you to Ilke Hinser for bringing this together.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Okay.
A lot of goodwill around this.
Absolutely. Now, you've had some perks that require get people to be credits, producer credits. Now, what does that give these guys? I mean, I guess if you want to start off in the industry, they get official credits, right? That will be on IMDb and all that fun stuff.
We have 3 different tiers of producer credit, and listen, I recognize that all of these Indiegogo campaigns offer producer credits, and producer credits are for some people it's a credit. For some people it's an important credit, because if they're building a portfolio and they want to get into the film industry, it's great to have that credit. We are offering them at different tiers: associate producer, executive producer, and then actual big head honcho producer, which means their name is next to mine on this project. It's for people who want to get involved in kind of a larger way, who also maybe have aspirations or would like to see their name on a film as a producer. Everybody who's getting involved and making a contribution to this is helping us. They're really helping us, and it's amazing. It's humbling to see how many people have come out. I legitimately get a little choked up every time I get that message in. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone else is getting is supporting this crazy dream. But yeah, for people who want to get involved in a larger way, those producer credits are there. And, it's a great way to establish yourself. And they're going to get that credit on IMDb. They're going to get that credit in the film. If they're a full-on producer, which is the top tier,
do they get to tell you what to do?
Their name will be on the poster, which is amazing.
Ooh.
So and in the credit block, as they call it in the industry. So it's a way for people to get involved in not necessarily.
I'll get my name on the poster.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Well, I see you got Sharpie there. I know that you're a very you are very laborious, and you're also you're very quick. So I have to keep my eye on you. Got this eye on you, Steve. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's so a lot of wonderful perks. But if you can't afford to be a producer, there's plenty of other things as well. Digital copy of the film, a copy of the script, a prop.
Mikey, you're quite welcome, Anthony.
Oh, Ilke Hinser. Ilke is going to kill me for this, but Ilke, if you have access to a webcam right now, you should jump on this call. I know there was an open invitation from Steve that if anybody in the cast wanted to get involved, they could. So Ilke, send me a message if you can. If you can't, that's understandable. But I'd love to have this guy on the program because he really is someone who has a passion for it. He has been one of my greatest supporters throughout the years, and above and beyond, he's just helped us take our films to the next level. Because when you're working with a certain pedigree of talent, and I like to think that all of the actors who are involved in this, they're of that level where if we were in Toronto, if we were in Vancouver, we'd all be taking it to the next level. But we're not. We're in the middle of nowhere here in the Kingston bubble. So. A lot of people have other careers that they're pursuing, but that doesn't mean that they're not of that same pedigree where they get to work with Sylvester McCoy or in audio with Sir Derek Jacobi, Brian Blessed, Malcolm McDowell, as we've done in the past. So, it's amazing to have that wonderful base of talent. And yeah, Ilke Hinser is one of those people that just shines. He's probably furious at me that I've asked him to jump on a webcam, but let's see here if he's available. Is he available? I don't know.
You know what? Just forward that link that I gave you to him. If he shows up, we'll bring him on.
Actually, that's a fantastic idea. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Sorry to be on my phone, folks, while I'm on Dr. Stevel's show. But
while we're here, I will put on a little commercial. Something that you did while you were in Kingston. It made me laugh.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, and I'll be rude on my.
The making of a documentary begins long before cameras roll. There's a lot of preparation and, most importantly, research that goes into every production. And sometimes that means rolling up your shirt sleeves and immersing yourself in history. And what better place to do that than right here, wow, at Kingston's historic and famous Fort Henry.
If you want to learn about the soldiers of 1867,
Well, actually, I'm hosting an award show.
be a soldier of 1867. Get dirty, son. Basic drill, soldier. You need to learn to salute important things like the flag and me. So, heels together. Stand straight and tall. Oh, with your right arm up and in. Oh. What were you before you joined the army? Some sort of TV host?
Low grade.
Left, right, over with me. Quit looking around. Keep control of the weapon at all times. Halt. Very well. Pick up that rifle. Off to your assigned duties. Just go. Just go. What are you doing? Hurry it up. Get to your post.
Oh, my corns.
That was about 50, maybe 60 pounds ago. I spent a lot of time with TV Kojiko here in Kingston. I've been volunteering, or I started volunteering with them, excuse me, in 2002, and I truly credit them with helping me develop my skills as a filmmaker, observing how to create, how to tell a visual story. That's something that was important. So when I got asked to host the Star Awards a few years ago, and because they were being held in Kingston, the Star Awards are sort of their year-end awards, and it's a big deal, seen across not only Ontario but in parts of Quebec as well. So we did a couple of those vignettes, and that was an absolute blast. I've heard from Ilke. Unfortunately, he won't be able to join us on the show, but once again, he's a great person. There's a couple of people that I have to acknowledge while I'm here with you, because they're very much a part of the formula. They're people who have. Because we all have those low moments, I have had my doubts whether I'd be able to make another movie again. If I had it in me, and people like Bill Bossard. Bill Bossard was the producer on Terror of Dracula, Ghost Keepers, Phantom of the Opera, who's been not only another right-hand man as I create. He's been a partner in Bleak December. He's been a partner in those films, but he's also been like a brother to me, and he's very much a part of this film as well. Somebody else I want to acknowledge is the great North Bay filmmaker, young filmmaker Seb Godin, that I first met when he was a kid, a teenager, at that convention that I met you at, that Shockstock, who's now got his own career, and he's doing great. And I'm happy to appear in his movies because. Yeah, when people ask very, very nicely and write me a nice role, I can't say no. Another person.
What movie was that?
That was Blood Rites of the Vampire and the upcoming Abominations of Frankenstein. Not only that, he's got a new film, Damnation of Dracula. Hey, there you go. Hey, you're prepared. He's got a new film coming out, a Dracula film where I'm playing Van Helsing as well, and that's shooting later this year in Niagara Falls. So that's going to be a hoot. And the other person I want to acknowledge is Melissa Radford, who's playing the professor's assistant, Wendy, and Zoe, who was the second character in this film. Very important role, and another amazing talent. In fact, she's someone that I think we're going to be watching on the. That's Vicky Bittis in the picture there. She's wonderful, but Melissa Radford is another actress who's just extraordinary, and I think we're going to be seeing her on the big screen in the very near future. So surrounded by all this talent, and as good as the script is, as good as the concept is, as good as a film can be technically, without the right talent, without the right people involved in the project, it doesn't have legs. But we have legs. We have plenty of legs. Nobody wants to see my legs, but the film itself has legs, and I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Well, since you brought up the Abomination of Frankenstein, which you worked on in the fall last year, right?
That's right. Yeah, back in October. It was a wonderful few days to go up to North Bay to a little bit of fanfare, because we had a lot of media that. You can tell it's a slow news year when I'm featuring.
With COVID, there was nothing else happening. It's
hey, great!
Oh my gosh, someone's outside.
He's once again, it's got to be the end of the world before Anthony Mann gets press. But I kid, because media has been very kind in this country. So yeah, it was great to go up to North Bay and make a movie. And Seb's. I think he's got such a unique voice as a filmmaker. He's he's doing very well for himself. He makes films that are very much nods to Jess Franco and Jean Rollin, that sort of art house film that we just don't see anymore. And he's someone else that I think as he continues down along his journey down the path of his career, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, it's great to go and do that, and to go to Niagara Falls and
May I show the audience, everybody, a trailer for Abomination?
Well, if you insist.
Are you okay with that?
Am I okay with that? Are you kidding? My face and voice are all over that thing. I can't wait.
Maybe I shouldn't show them then. Okay.
My name is Baron Heinrich von Frankenstein. And for centuries, I have sought to conquer the curse of death. But this will be meine greatest triumph.
What is it, mein Baron?
He is dead too long.
Part of me believes you'd find dying quite interesting.
No, you are something far worse.
Leave me alone, wretched woman. Tonight, a dead man will be brought back to life. To life!
That a lot of fun. It's funny. I got back.
Leave me alone, wretched woman.
Leave me alone, wretched woman. To life. To life. It's funny. Once again, I came back from that shoot, and I decided it was time to, shed a little bit. But watching that, I'm very proud of that performance. And again, it was fun to work with. It was amazing to work with a group of people where I didn't have to. I didn't have to worry about the editing. It was his problem. The editing and the shoot and the setup,
Okay.
and gigs and location. It wasn't my problem. I was just an actor. It was great. And of course you see Seb in that film, and you see Vicky Bittis, who's a wonderful actress, and Melissa Radford as Mary Shelley. Without a doubt, the filthiest character I've ever played. Heinrich von Frankenstein is just absolutely insidious. And my understanding is that Seb is already planning a sequel, so I hope I get to resurrect my version of the Baron. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You should have Seb on the show. I think he'd be a great guest. Oh, look at that! Yes.
Okay, we've got a few comments of that. So was that all in that trailer?
Yeah, Ali Chappelle. Ali Chappelle. I hope I got her last name right, because I've never met Ali.
Which one are they talking about?
Ali Chappelle. She plays the blind woman in the trailer.
Okay.
She's a prolific actress. She works a lot with Chris Alexander, who is one of the greatest forces in independent horror in this country. She's a very talented actress, a very, very nice young lady too. And she's in this Dracula film that Seb's doing, so I'm looking forward to working with her. So yes, to answer your question, Movie Madhouse, Steve Kazan, yes, Steve is another actor that Seb brings into his films. He's a very, very talented guy.
When was Steve? Was he the monster?
No. Steve plays a different character in the film. Seb Godin actually plays the monster in this. That was his sort of his passion role. But Steve Kazan's in this, and I'm hoping to get him in Bug-Eyed Monsters as well, because he's he's one of those faces, one of those forces in the independent horror scene that he's got a certain je ne sais quoi. He's talented, but he's got a little something extra, and I think he's kind of like the he's kind of like the Dick Miller of micro-budget indie horror films.
For Movie Madhouse, he's been in 3 of our projects.
Hey, there we go. That's so why haven't I been in any of your projects, Movie Madhouse?
Yeah, Movie Madhouse.
Call me, please. I'd love to. This is where they go silent now, and you never hear from them again.
Oh, no doubt. Movie Madhouse, the people behind Movie Madhouse, I believe they also did something called Chatham Kent International Film Festival.
Right. Yes. 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 We were talking about that off camera actually, and that sounds like something that would be an absolute hoot to be part of. So we, yeah.
Because last year during the COVID, we could not have a ceremony or awards, so we did everything in a drive-in theater. So we
I
were
love
all socially distanced. We were in our bubbles. We were watching the feature films. Afterwards, we got out, and I think it was live for all the awards were all over the world. I mean, we had people from Italy, from the Czech
That's
Republic,
amazing.
and whatnot. And we just
Amazing.
like hand out, they couldn't really get them there, but we just made an announcement to them and showed them little certificates with their cute little names on it.
I think it's really cool how people have teamed together to, in spite of COVID, in spite of the pandemic, artists have found a way to create. And there's been some very high profile online events. Like I bought a ticket to see Gordon Lightfoot in December online, performing from the El Macambo in Toronto online. But it's amazing to see how other people have, they've done readings and stage plays online and film festivals. And that just speaks to, again, that passion, that fire that burns within artists, because they need to create. We need to create. We need to get our work out there. We need to have that interaction with an audience, and somehow artists find a way. And so I applaud Movie Madhouse for what they've done in Chatham. I see one of my favorite people out there, Jay Crawford, has just sent in a comment as well. I'll let you read it.
That's awesome. I didn't know the trailer was out. That looks great.
See, I let you do something on your own show. Again, I'm very thoughtful. I'm very considerate that way. Jay Crawford, wow. I love this guy, and I think you and I will. I hope you and I will end up back at the next installment of Deep River Geek Fest, which
I was supposed to be there in 2020, but then the COVID hit.
That's
we're
right.
Going to be working together,
We were, yeah, with and Mitch Markowitz as well from the hilarious House of Freudenstein, one of my best pals out there. Jay is a pop culture powerhouse in his community. He's very much about his community. He brings people together. He's been very kind to Bleak December, to my efforts, and he runs this great event, which is the Deep River Geek Fest. And I think it's going to be this. I think it's going to be a huge event as it grows every year. So 2020 was kind of scuppered because of the pandemic, but as soon as he's got an event, Jay, maybe end of this year or next year, definitely for sure. I know that I'm definitely on board, and Dr. S is on board as well. So we have to get out there and just make that a great show.
And just to let you know about Jay has been supporting most of my interviews that I've been doing with a lot of my celebrity impersonator friends and whatnot. He's
Nice.
always, saying hello, commenting, watching the videos. I mean, poor guy. He must like torture, but it is what it is. I usually have fantastic guests. Not today, but I'm just kidding. You have fantastic guests.
I tell you, I got no respect at all. Yeah, no.
Well, by the way, Movie Madhouse answered your question there. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see.
Well, you're kind of lucky because the roles they had me is like, all right, Steve, great. I like what you did here, but next time do exactly what you did, but over there behind that tree. Yeah. Don't worry, the camera will see you. Just do it.
I know that Steve has the the cleanly shorn and bearded. He's got that corner. I know. I don't take it to heart, but I'm just saying.
We're like twins right now, except I'm like Papa Twin because I got the gray happening here. Movie Madhouse. Mitch is amazing. When my film got accepted to Blood in the Snow, and I host Bits Radio, he offered to interview me since I shouldn't interview myself.
In 2013, Blood. I think it was 2013 or 2014. Blood in the Snow. I had the joy of being screened at one of their events. Now, I don't mean screened in that they didn't let me in.
They wanted you and stuff. Okay.
They actually screened one of my films, Ghost Keepers, and I remember being taken by how cool and how different a festival it was, because it was certain it was intimate, but it was polished. It was world class. And it was such a love letter to the horror genre that I was really smitten by Blood in the Snow. So that was a great show, and it's amazing to see how Kelly Stewart and all those other folks how that event's just grown, and it's become this wonderful, huge, very important milestone event every year. So kudos to them.
Movie Madhouse, man. This is a small world, I've realized, because you're talking about the actors you've worked with, and Movie Madhouse, they've worked with some of these people as well. It's a smaller world than I thought it was.
Yeah, it is. It's a very tight community, and of course you see the competition that you'd find, and that's the thing. Artists are competitive, and we're all trying to get out there and get heard and get seen. But at the end of the day,
get heard, right? Not get hurt.
Get heard and seen. But it's a beautiful community at the end of the day, and everybody really does. Everybody's really there for each other, and I like that whole homogenous kind of familial thing that's that happens. And again, that's why I miss the cons. I miss getting out to see Jake and the gang at the Shockstock, or getting to see Steve Villeneuve in Montreal at the Montreal Comic Con. It's just it's very special.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I did not know this community was like this. I mean, I know a few people here. I went to a Shockstock, and then people from Shockstock knew someone else, and I kind of saw Rob there for the first time, and then he's got me part of his regular CK Expo. He can't get rid of me now because, like, when's the expo, huh? He's like, oh. He can't hide it, right? Because he's on social media.
That's right. That's right.
Same thing is like, yeah, Steve, you got a panel over there, but it's in that room. Don't worry, someone will show up. And 2 hours later, it's like no one showed up.
See, the wonderful thing is when you get invited to these events, I mean, you have such a diverse character base now that you're so good at recreating and bringing to these shows. When I go, I have to cosplay as Anthony Mann, and it doesn't always go over so well. In fact, when I used to trick or treat, when I used to answer the door to trick or treaters, they would actually give me candy. So, it's difficult. I aspire to be at Dr. Stevel level.
Not really, man. When I saw you again at Forest City Comic Con, you agreed to do an interview, and that just went. It was fun. It was total improv, 100%. It was just like great.
Yes, I remember a plant. I was hidden behind a plant, and I still have my Dr. Stevel pin.
I still have my little House of Frightenstein CD.
Right on. That's right. Yeah, Return to Frightenstein. That was something that was a beautiful thing. I think we talked about that last time I was on the show, and that brings it around again to Mitch Markowitz, who was the co-producer of the original series. He was super hippie. One of the greatest joys of my life is that he allowed me to produce a brand new episode of Frightenstein as a full cast audio play, and until the television reboot hits, I'm the current voice of the Count and the Librarian and Dr. Petvet and some other characters. That was exciting. That was a fun event. I remember that in London.
That's pretty cool. That was just a small part, and I had just had a good time. It was one of the highlights. Just getting, as much as I like meeting people, I mean, when I saw that interview, I was just laughing because it was just fun. I love the interaction. I mean, I'd like to do a project with you, like some sort of like even co-hosting where I can just work off of you. Because
we should do that
because you're just amazing. You got improv skills.
And so do you. I'm going to say this right now. Jay Crawford, Jay, I know you're still listening.
Jay.
When you bring Steve and I together at Deep River Geek Fest, we're going to do something. We'll do a show. We'll do an evening. We'll do maybe a costume contest, but just something where we can play off of each other. And I said off of each other. This is a family show. Stop that. We'll play off of each other, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Or how about have some of your fans write some fan scripts or something,
I think that's a great idea. I think that'd be a hoot. So you know what? I'm down with that. Let's make that happen. That's a commitment right here.
There's an event I go to every year. It's called TFCon, Transformer Con, and
Oh.
one of the guys that's writing the show, he always writes a new script depending on who the guests are, the voice actors that come in, and he's got 2 or 3 voice actors that do the actual voices, and then he has auditions, from the regular guests, and we audition for each one of the different characters.
Oh,
Now,
cool.
now I myself, I've only been cast once, and that was because they wanted a stunt casting. It's like, yeah, okay, Dr. Steve was going to play that, but me and this other guy who does the Swedish chef, and he does that's how he does all this stuff.
Wow, well done.
We usually just go to the auditions and just try and audition and try and make people laugh and have as much fun as we can. Sadly get cast, but it just watching everybody laugh is what I enjoy doing.
That's great. That's great. And again, that's the thing, it's about bringing smiles to people's faces. And I've always said you are an ambassador of goodwill, and that's that goes a long way for sure.
Okay, of course, it'll be Pure Entertainment by Jay Crawford.
Good. Kid friendly.
Where's Transformer Con? It is in Mississauga. I will send you the info, Jay, so you can come and join it. It's a 3-day event, a nice weekend event, usually quite fun. Never thought so many people put on cardboards and dress out like really cool costumes. We had this one girl that she's walking around the Transformer thing, and then she would just huddle up in a little ball, and then she's like a DeLorean.
Wow.
With the cardboard. Wow. That's how she does it. And then she stands up, and she's a Transformer.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'd love to see something like that. That's what I mean. The creativity in that community, in the fan community, is just it's mind-boggling.
Totally. Now, is there anything else that you want to let the fans know? Bug-Eyed Monsters, or about your Bleak December?
Well, Bleak December. I mean, we're out there. Our full cast audio plays are out there, and people have devoured them, which is lovely. I'm still doing that, but no, right now the big thing is certainly Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth. Check out the Indiegogo campaign if you can help us get to that $10,000 mark. We're almost there. We're we are $8,928 away. That's 1,000. Sorry, we are at $8,928. We are $1,072 away from hitting our goal, and that's going to allow us just to make a good movie even better. There's something in it for everyone. A lot of great perks. It's making movie magic. We're doing something different. I think people are going to have a lot of fun, and hopefully the next time I'm on your show, we'll be promoting the film, and people are going to be able to see it. Unless
of course you get really popular. And it's like, yeah, Steve, now I've done a show before.
I'm always always going to be on the show. It's a good time with somebody somebody I respect.
Ooh.
That's right. Yeah,
it's because of the haircut. I know it. Oh. But the information is actually scrolling at the bottom. You can see Anthony DP Mann on Facebook. Now you go with DP because I looked up Anthony Mann, and he was a producer that passed away. It was in 1967.
Yeah.
You can't really use that. Right?
Yeah, and Anthony David Peter Mann is my name. I've just maybe it's pretentious, I don't know, but I've always enjoyed using the initials. So people tend to remember the DP. So that's why I use it, and it's stuck now. So but I'll answer to anything.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
I answered to a lot worse, but that's okay. It is what it is. Jay Crawford says, I missed the YouTube audio reads. Maybe a short Bug-Eyed audio tease.
Oh, that's coming. That's coming. In fact, we're gonna have a by invitation only Zoom read of the entire screenplay. So drop me a line, Jay, and I'll make sure you're part of that.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah, Jay.
He's got this fantastic food truck that he's started in Deep River, and last time I was through the area, I got to meet up with him for a bit, and I can't wait to get back to Deep River just to try the food. So Steve, we got to get to Deep River, man. I mean, he's got brisket, he's got ribs, he's got it all. He's got it all.
Man.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. Starving now. Starving.
Stop this damn pandemic. Ah!
Ah.
That's my stick. Stop it.
Well done.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for your time, and I appreciate it. And I hope everybody out there can help support the Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade the Earth.
Thank you.
So I look forward to it. It looks like it's going to be fun. It's that B movie type feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the, it's going to be a comic book on screen. It's very tongue in cheek. It's silly. It's fun, but there's a lot of heart too. So there's something for everybody. That's easy to say, but I truly believe there's something for everybody, and I can't wait to share it with everyone. I'll be back on here to talk about it.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. We'll get you on here, and hopefully you can wear your bug-eyed mask or something. Whatever works. Yeah,
sounds good to me.
Oh, and in case you need help.
Oh, okay. All right, good to know.
Yeah.
Good.
I had that lying around. I had to use it. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, take care, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Steve. Thank you.
And broadcast.